Hello and welcome to What's New in NX85 Drafting, a webinar by Sherpa Design and Applied CAX by me, Matt Martin. First off, we're going to get into some UI enhancements, some cleanup done in NX85, easier to pick objects, some toolbar changes. Do a side-by-side comparison here of 8 and 8.5. First thing you'll notice in the Part Navigator, all of the modeling nodes have been removed. Pretty simple, but it's a nice little cleanup. You'll notice also that the identification symbol, everybody's called it balloon for years, is now called balloon. Show hide now supports all drafting objects. Some of the more obscure ones have been missing from the table, but you get into Control W and you can see more granular and get deeper into it. The drafting toolbar, it's been available for a few releases, is only available in full screen mode now. So I'm going to switch to full screen mode and drafting toolbar. Oh, I already have it turned on. Expand my toolbar here. And there's my drafting toolbar. More font control, more like Windows. The support for standard fonts in symbols makes everything look a little bit better. So I've got more line control here. This is just showing hidden lines, and I can show many more widths. Got a sample here of some different symbols associated with drafting objects. The symbols just look better in NX85. In 8 they kind of look a little bit washed out. And of course in symbols I have all my line widths available to me. Change the color of them if I want to. When you zoom in on them, you can definitely tell that the previous versions kind of look a little bit washed out. They're a little bit thin. You have more of a Windows style control over regular fonts, like Arial font here. You've got bold italic and bold italic, as well as normal. Associative view alignment, something that looks like it's been there forever, but it never has been. Now when I just select over a viewport, you can see the dashed lines, and it tells me that there is associative view alignment going on. I can drag them around like this. There is a right-click view alignment. I can see how they're aligned, and then get rid of them if I don't want them. Add them in if they're not there. Let's go back here. Add a projected view. As long as I have it on anything but inferred, I can use the associative view alignment. The horizontal, vertical, hinge, same thing, where it'll give you it'll snap to the 45s. And perpendicular to a line. Pick a vector here, or create a vector here, and drag it off, and I can see that they're associatively aligned. You can also do point to point. So this isn't a very good point that I picked here. Let's do a better one. So I'm going to line from point to point just to get these to look a little bit better. Look like they're more intentional. And they're aligned. View Creation Wizard has had some updates to it. You've got more, the lines are in there, and the orientation layouts have been updated. You get in the View Creation Wizard. And here are my lines. You can change the way the previews are going to look. Back to shaded. And choose my base orientation. All the other projected views will be drawn from that. And you'll see that the back is to the right of right, where it should be. My associative view alignment is here. And also under manual, I can see the scale of the viewports that I'm putting in. This has also been added here, the ignore title blocks. I can tell it to look at the title blocks. You have to have the NX8 or above level title blocks for that to work. So large view creation is automatically selected in the View Creation Wizard based on a couple things. So I've opened up my template file, and I want to see that if I exceed 100 part count, it's going to go into the View Creation Wizard. The large assemblies is going to show up in View Creation Wizard. There's another place to check this too under let's do the load options first. I want to make sure that I have partial loading and lightweight representation shown. And then I'm going to go into my customer defaults. Drafting General View tab, and View Creation Wizard large assembly options is there too. But if it's set in the template will be the one that drives this setting. I'm going to open up this body structure here. It's about 175 parts, but they're really quite complicated. And it opens up pretty fast with smart lightweight representations. Create a drawing. I'll make sure I pick the A0 size drawing. That's the one I know that my settings are set properly. I'm going to go into the View Creation Wizard. Immediately I'll see that there's a large assembly tab now. And I can pick the type of view that I want. Smart lightweight is what I want out of here, and I can pick the resolution. It's automatically going to optimize settings, and the preview is set to border so it doesn't have to render it right away. And your options tab is greatly reduced. And I'm going to drop in just a single isometric view, and you can use the View Creation Wizard to just drop a single view. Can save time in the long run. If you place a view, then go into style and then optimize all those settings, it takes more time. So definitely use the View Creation Wizard for this. I did not speed up this clip at all as it's dropping in. That's pretty fast. Put in a detailed view. And drop it over here. Smart Lightweight Views uses a new hidden line processor, which is really quite fast. It only sees changes that it needs to update, updates those. I'll convert this to an independent detail. So I want to show the hidden lines in this one. And my little detailed view here. Leave those lines thin, and it's updated. It's very fast. You can also see the bubble callouts, the tooltips that pop up. tell you a little bit more information about the viewport itself. I'm going to shade this view here. So one of the questions, of course, is what can you do with a smart lightweight view? The previous incarnation of faceted view representation was pretty limited. I've got a slide coming up that will show the differences. And shaded. I go to sheet 2 here. What else can you do with smart lightweight views? Well, for one, you can dimension it. It doesn't have to load the reference geometry, so it's much faster. Just throw a couple of examples onto this view here. Show an overall length of the body assembly. Drop that. I'm going to section it. Add a section view. Cut this body panel right in half. Snap to the center point there. And again, this is not sped up. This is real time. This one is, however, sped up. I had to break this one out because it was a little bit on the slow side, and I'm doing adding a view break to a section view, so it does take a little bit of extra time. And there's the view break. So the hidden line processor, I'll just kind of show that off a little bit here and just make a small change. I'm going to change this hole, this oblong hole here. And pretty much make it a round hole. Go back up to my drawing. One thing I want to show here real quick is the view validation. It'll show the component, the one component in this case that's changed, before I decide to update it. I may not even care. So there's update validation and update. Okay, let's go ahead and update this view. Oh, down here. And update. Done. That is fast. Do it again for this detail view down here. Update and done. Very fast. You will like smart lightweight views. Now you're going to deal with a mix of old data, new data. How do you find old data? Show a couple different ways of how to find this. So I do have a mixed part here. Open up this transaxle assembly. Take a look at my part navigator, or my assembly navigator rather. And I can look at my representation. And with my load options set to load lightweight data, everything should have a feather on it. If it doesn't have a feather on it, there's probably something wrong with it. I've got a part there. Just to make sure here. Yeah, and well, it's exact. I'll go ahead and make a drawing anyway and show you what it's going to look like in a drawing. Again, I'm going to use the view creation wizard. 2 of 90 bodies have invalid or no lightweight data. Go into the details, and I get an information window where I can see that there's a earlier than NX75 and one that's just completely missing. Okay. And most of this is a click through. Just going to drop a single view on the part, or on the drawing rather. And that one housing is missing. There was a couple parts in there, so I don't know what the other part looks like quite yet. When you create a smart lightweight view, there's a new attribute that's added to the part. Lightweight drawing geometry omitted. So this attribute's added to the part in your session, though you may not have write access to those parts. During this session, I should be able to find them no problem. And it tells you what it is, either no lightweight data or pre-75 data. I'm going to go to the assembly itself and take a look and see what I can find here. Go into assemblies, components, find component, by attribute, select the attribute that I want to look for, and if it exists, it'll highlight it and then highlight them in your assembly navigator. You can see them right there. I'm going to find it with checkmate now. Open up my checkmate, and I already have one in there. I'll show you how this is built. Go into settings and bring up my setup tests. This is a drafting setup test. I'm going to check for components with no valid lightweight data and execute that. I can see them right there on the screen with tags, and I can query the tags too. Just right click on it. See more information about it. To find the data. I'll show that real quick. Activate visual reporting and build a report on the fly. I'm going to give it a name. To look for attribute. It's nice because it's already, I don't have to remember where everything is. I just pick the drop downs. The information is already there. All I have to do is filter for it. And this represents the data slightly differently. You can see how it goes translucent for everything that's not shown in the report. Show here. I'm going to tag, color and tag the objects on the screen. And there they are tagged and colorized. I can now add a breakout section view to a view with view breaks. But you have to put the breakout section view in before you create the view break. So I'm going to just recreate the view that's shown right up there. Again, I'm going to use a view creation wizard because it gives me all the control I need for the setting up the style of my viewports. And drop that in. I'm going to sketch in the view. I can either sketch in the view or expand the view and create lines and curves. They both have advantages and disadvantages. Create the breakout section view. Right here it says that lightweight drawings don't support the breakout section view, which is fine for this one. grab the box there. Oh, that crosshatch looks terrible. I'll fix it. So there's a breakout section view. Let's go ahead and add a view break. And this is doing an X8. But I'll show it off anyway, because it's pretty cool. It's very nice and easy to use, and it's done. So much easier than it used to be. Adjust the size of this view, the scale of it. Let it update. Pull it back onto the page here, and breakout section view with view break. This is a difficult one to show here, but tabular notes and parse lists are easier to pick the entities of them. Cells, rows, columns. It'll hopefully make your life a little bit easier. You also have individual control over the cells a little bit better, and you can show radians as well as degrees. Feature parameters have been updated, and I'll show that off here. When you insert a feature parameter on something that has pattern feature, it'll automatically pick up the count. So I'll drop a feature parameter in on this view for this bolt circle, and there it is. Counts them up. If you edit the pattern, it'll update the feature parameter. There's still, I put a metric threaded hole in my English part, and you'll see it's not quite what it should be. So to close out, I have a few slides here that you could pause over and really start read them, comparing lightweight views, the performance metrics. The red line getting lower is better. And I've got a couple more webinars coming up, so stay tuned.